are starting the floor replacement. We're going to take the driver's side, we're going to do the driver's side first and finally start replacing metal soon. Okay, so I'm going to give you a quick update on how this is going. We're changing out the floor pan, and I've been using a drill bit so I use a drill bit to drill a hole through each of the spot welds. And then I've been using this spot weld hole saw. I think it just looks like a little mini hole saw, but what's cool is this tip is actually like flexible. I lost my light. My light just turned off. Hang on 1 second. Okay, we're back. So anyway, and then I kind of cut around the place with the angle grinder where I wanted to, what I want to cut out. And so this is just got this one out. Oh, look, there's leaves in there. And then I just had to be careful that I didn't cut too deep here, which looks like it turned out just fine on this one. Then I'll just clean like I did here. I clean these spots off. I'll just have to clean these spots. And now I can just go around. I don't think there's any more braces, so I'll be able to go around that space there. I'm actually wondering if my piece that I bought is going to go up high enough to cover all that rust. I hope it does. I guess we'll find out. Anyway, it's going well. This probably took me maybe an hour. I still need to go around here, and I think I'm going to do what I've seen others do online where you don't cut this. The floor is actually sandwiched between this piece and this piece here. So I'm just going to notch this out, and then when I put this new piece in, I'll notch out where this is going to come across. And anyway, I'm not going to cut these, so I'll just notch these on both ends. I'll notch it here and notch it on the new floor pan, because the new floor pan's right there. So I'll have to kind of mark it, figure out where it is, notch it out, and then I'll just weld it up that way rather than disconnecting these braces from the frame. So anyway, I'll give you another update here in a little bit. Well, actually, I'm probably done for the night, but I'll work on this again tomorrow. Hey everyone, another day in the shop, working on the Nova. And as you can see, I got myself a sweet hat. If you leave it up kind of high, my wife says I look like a cone head because it kind of sticks up kind of high. It's a really deep hat. I'm not sure why it's so deep, but it is for a welding helmet or welding hat that you can wear underneath your welding hood. And I've been wanting one for a while because every time I put my welding hood on and I tighten it up in the back, it pulls the hair on the back. And I only have really short hair. I can't imagine having long hair, but I have short hair back here and it catches my hair and pulls every time. And it's painful. And I've been meaning to grab a small hat for a long time that would just go underneath here. And so I got online the other day when I was out here working and doing all this cutting that I'm working on right now, all this cutting on the floor. I was noticing that as I'm using the grinder, the sparks are coming up and getting on my head, and they rest on my head and then burn my scalp. So this hat will help protect that. So I'll have to see how it goes. I like it so far, even though it's funny looking. But let me flip the camera around and I'll show you what we've done so far. So we've got this piece cut out for the most part. We've got some little bit of trim to do still. The white line is a line that I just traced out that other piece. I laid it in here and then went around it with soapstone And now I just need to kind of go around and finish cutting it out. I got to be careful though, because this line is really high. This line right here is really high. It'll probably end up being somewhere down here. The other thing I need to figure out is how I'm gonna do this piece here. It'd be nice to not have to remount the seat belt, or those are the seat belt bolts. It'd be nice not to have to do anything with those. I'd like to leave them there. So. It actually pops. I can see it. Like the dust on the when the weld would pop, the dust on the top layer, when that piece jumped up, you could see the dust jump. So kind of cool. Now, what I'll do is I'm going to cut shy of this line, because if I cut right up to it, I might cut too short. Cut it too far back, and then I'll have a gap, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to cut this like just past here, and then we'll So I had to notch it here, and then I also notched it just under, right, like from right here to about right there, because that metal gets sandwiched in there, so I can just weld it right along this edge right here, and it'll be perfect. There's a little bit of a gap along here, you can kind of see, but that is actually where it gets pulled together for some spot welds, so I'm gonna have to pull that in. I might have to, I guess when that gets pushed down, I had to cut a little bit high right here because there was rust in all of this that was rusted through, so I might have to find a piece of metal to close this gap once I get it down. But it is looking pretty good. And we just gotta keep going around the outside of this and fit it in here. So we've got this all pretty well cut to where we want it. So now Cameron is putting some POR 15 down inside these channels. These channels actually look pretty good. They don't have a whole lot of, didn't have a whole lot of rust in them, but I thought since it's open, we could go ahead and get some paint, rust-proof paint on there and protect it even longer. So, so we're gonna put them in these channels here, and then I need to see if I can get tomorrow maybe some weld-through primer, so that we can spray some primer on these areas where we're gonna weld. But we're also gonna put some of this 415 inside that cavity there before we put this floor down, so that, because it's gonna end up covering that space up too, so. So anyway, we're getting pretty close with,
What else you want me to do that? No.
so right up, we're gonna do it right up in there where we just got done, kind of cleaning that area there. You need to take, you wanna get that paint closer to you? So I've got some of my first weld done. It is not easy going across there, but it's starting to fit into place. We are gonna have to do a little bit of work up there because I needed to cut out more material than the floor pan will cover, but I'll have to make that fit. But anyway, we're gonna start working our way around here. I got my first 1.5 foot of weld done. And a lot of the others welds need to just be spot welds, so I guess that's not true though. All along that weld is gonna be, all along that edge is gonna be welds, like what I just got done with. So anyway, this is what it's starting to look like. Almost gonna have a new floor pan on this side, and then we'll have to do that side next. Hopefully that side will go quicker. Once we do this side, we'll know what we're doing and be able to do that side a little easier. But, and then just so you can see, I'm actually gonna go around that. I'm gonna go around this, and I ended up cutting just, ended up cutting just a little too much right here. So I'm gonna have to put another piece of material in there, but that's okay. Well, everyone, I haven't done a very good job of videotaping this part of the project. It's been a long week and a half trying to get this floor pan welded in and learning what I'm doing. And so I'm going to show it to you. I finally got the driver's side floor pan installed, and took some time here. But I think it looks actually pretty good, and I'm still got that one over there to do, so I'm just moving all the tools over on that side. But you can see, move the light here. Anyway, I think it actually looks pretty good. I mean, I've kind of ground down around the seam here where we welded it up. The thing that I was having to learn was how to properly weld sheet metal with a wire feed. It's a wire feed flux core welder, and it took some effort. I had to learn to be really patient. So anyway, got all my spot welds in. I didn't grind those down, but that's where the other brace goes across. And then I did some spot welds up there where that piece ties in, the body mount piece that's on the back side ties in right there. So anyway, I think it looks pretty good. I haven't closed up the old shifter hole yet. I did clean it up, clean this piece up, and I'll have to figure out how I'm going to shift this car when we're all done. We might use just a column shift, I'm not sure, so I'll probably end up just closing that up. But anyway, So I will probably do the like time lapse on, or just speed up the video on this other side and let you watch me do this other side completely. But anyway, one side done. Okay, so I am first drilling out to be part of the wave, can't stop, ever wonder if it's all for you. Give you an update on what we've done so far with the car. I don't have Cameron out here with me right now. He's got a pickleball appointment with some of his friends, but I thought I'd show you that. I think I already showed you that we've got this driver's side done. Looks kind of ugly up there right now. I've got to clean it up a little bit, but the floor pan's welded in. I did go around, if you see right there, I went around the seat belt bolts, bolt holes, and was able to, I needed to take a little bit more material out right here, so ended up getting a little messy. I had to form a flat piece of metal to fit into that curved piece, and it took me a little while. And it was one of my first times doing it, so kind of new. Well, I was trying to figure out how to work on this trunk with it on this frame, and the only way I could figure out how to do it was to tilt the car up. So I have it strapped so that it won't slide off of the arms on both sides, and then this puts it up so I can work in here without having to be up on a bucket or raised up somehow. So anyway, I think this is gonna work. quick update on where I'm at with the car. I haven't video recorded the last couple of days because it's been kind of boring. But I have been putting the trunk lid or the trunk pan in, and I would show you how much I've gotten done. Don't be too critical of my welds because I was able to, I've had a little bit of a learning curve with the new welding method I'm using. I've had this little Lincoln Weld Pack 100 for probably 25 years or more. I've been using this and just been using flux core wire, but just recently realized, or somebody told me it'd be easier if I had MIG, which means that I'd be using an argon bottle. And I did not know my little weld pack could be converted to MIG, so I figured it out probably 2 weeks ago that I could actually convert this, put a solenoid in here, run the gas through it, it'll actuate it and everything, and then all I had to do was change the wire I was using and also just put a new tip on here. So anyway, I've been using that, and the learning curve has been, I'm getting better, but my welds are a little bit, it's already hard to weld this thin sheet metal anyway. I feel like I'm welding tinfoil in some places. It just blows through real easy. I'm even on my lowest setting with barely any wire, and it's just blows through, so you have to do little spots. And anyway, I'm almost done with the pan. I've just got this top line to go through, and I'll be done with this, and then I'll move on to, I've got to finish putting these pieces on, and the front dash up there in the front, put that dash back together, and then I'll be ready to move on to the quarter panels. So making some good progress. What I've been doing is just working on it in the morning while it's a little cooler, instead of trying to work on this in the afternoon after work. It's too hot. It's almost 110 degrees in my garage, and it's too hot to be out here. So anyway, I'll set this up, and you can watch me weld across the top of this thing here, and let's see. Put this in a place where you can see. Hopefully I'm not in the way for most of this. Doesn't look that good, but hey, it's not rusty anymore. Hardest part about this whole project's getting the hole cut to the right size so you don't end up with big gaps to fill in. That was the hardest part. And when it's right butted up against each other, or right with no gap, it's super easy. Like right back here was a pretty good run of weld.
But it does look like I need to maybe fix those holes right there that I mounted something there when I was a kid. I can't remember, probably part of the speaker system that I had in here, but I actually think there's supposed to be a spare tire right there. Some kind of spare tire bracket. So maybe I'll put something like that back in so I can have the spare tire in here. But anyway, it's looking good. We're getting close to getting into a big part of it, which is these quarter panels. It'll be fun.
Scar tissue that I wish